Y'all know what it is. It's the Find the Boxer game. Purchase a box for a chance at winning $500. One of 54 boxes has a missing boxer inside. Purchase your box or boxes by Cash Apping, $, usual 50/50. Include your box number, name, and email address. Your box number will be confirmed and sent directly to your email. Each box is $20, with a 1 in 54 chance of winning. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Y'all know what it is. It's the usual suspect 650-50 draw. Buy your tickets now for your chance at winning half the pot. Cash App, $, usual 50/50. Tickets are on sale for $10 for one, $20 for 3 tickets, and $50 for 10 tickets. Put your desired amount, name or alias, as well as your email address, and your tickets will be set. We announce the winning ticket numbers every other Friday on Supreme Beats Boxing Talk Bullshitting on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Remaining proceeds will go directly to the LDBC meet and greet in Las Vegas. Shout out to the LDBC, and remember,
it's a usual suspect day.
Push the weight enough flex. The live is one in the six. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Alright, Turkey mad at Teo, but he single-handedly carried the New York City card. Yeah, Turkey did a great job holding that card. Hey, listen, it ain't about Teofimo. I don't want to know about it, okay? Teo, you the best. Move right, apologize, and get this paper pop. What? Did I just read that correctly? What? You want me to apologize for something I didn't do? You want me to apologize for being me? Shoot me now. Kill me now. You want me to apologize for something that is me? No. I'm good. I'll meet God early. I'm good. I don't apologize. I'm a Leo. We don't apologize. Y'all crazy. Crazy. Want me to apologize to who? Listen here, Teofimo. We understand how things are going in your life. Can you just apologize? I'm gonna be like, I'm looking for the apology. I just can't find it right now. Yes, Boots did duck me. I'm gonna tell you again and again and again. It's crazy, man. Today, when they hear Teo, they gotta fight Teofimo. Hold up.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. Why did Turkey fire you?
Turkey fired me. I think that it's just miscommunication. Obviously, me doing my rant a little bit, but nevertheless, God willing, things just pass over, and we kind of look forward to the future.
Are you still looking forward to doing business with Turkey in the future?
That's whether or not we do business. I definitely just want to state out that I took a road that I shouldn't have taken in that regard. I got a lot of people watching me, looking forward to seeing what I'm going to do next. And I don't need to do disrespectful or disapproving things to His Excellency or to anyone in that castle of theirs in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight, baby. Oh, it's time to bleed this morning. It is time to bleed this morning. Fang face. How many of y'all are my age? Who remembers Fang face? This AI put better teeth in this mother effer than he was born with. what's always crazy is that when you tell the truth about a clown like Teofimo Lopez, and it turns into a roast, but it's truthful. Oh, absolutely. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. We live Monday morning. We live. Come on in, smash the like button. Google left me a survey this morning. What can we do to improve? Send out my goddamn notifications. Tell Miguel to yank his thong out his ass, stop spooning with his boyfriend and wondering what I'm doing every morning. Because one thing Miguel will never tell me is that I'm a liar. Talking about his boo-boos. Pillow biter. Fight Sports Talk. Anwar Willis, G. McCall, Black Superman, Shower, Rick Blackwell, J. May, Rod Nail, Enigmatic Son, Eric Jordan, Ratchet since 91, Delano, Todd Swindle, Nicholas Levy, Steve L. the Mac, Mind of Monta Musa, Egalitarian, Coach Hudson, my brother in the building, Adrian Bett, Ob Jones, Stormy B-Man, salute, Aaron Jordan, Detroit BC in the building, Derek J, Jarrell Freeman, Copper Aborigines, salute, Jeff Spark, always supporting, salute to you, good brother. The brothers UK in the building, my brother KG in the building, 88 Sports Talk, Main Biker, Spiritually Biased, what up? Not Another Boxing Channel presented by B3 Picks. Salute, brother. How you feel? Welcome. Rashad Livingston, Stephen X, my brother. What's going on? BVO. What up? What up? Todd Fresh early in that super chat. Salute. He says that video editing is on point, so you're cooking. I'm on the job, bro. It just comes to me, man. Listen, man, I came up. Shout out to everybody that uses sound effects on their shows, but D Free, what up, brother? I grew up listening to Howard Stern, y'all. And he has a guy in his studio he's worked with forever named Fred. And that was the first soundboard I ever heard. And it is so goddamn funny. That was the first person I heard use a soundboard. And Howard Stern been around since the 80s. My dad listened to him. I listened to him. And it's funny. And when I got into the social media thing, I said, you know what'd be cool if I just had a soundboard like Fred from the Howard Stern show. And I did that. A lot of people have good soundboards, but me, like I just put a bunch of stuff, like the stuff on my soundboard comes from things that I listen to in movies, some things, I heard growing up. Like y'all just saw the Teofimo video, the Legion of Doom thing. That was from the Super Friends. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom, this is where all these niggas, y'all know a meme is coming. Legion of Doom, right? Bunch of clowns. I'm just trying to figure out who would be the Lex Luthor of the bunch. Who would be the Lex Luthor of the Legion of Doom of boxing? Now that I said that, watch somebody go out and do it. Watch. Now that I said that. Yes, sir. Whatever. Salute to everybody. Good morning. Smash the like button, like and share the video. My work doesn't get put in the algorithm, but YouTube know what they're doing. Google is just going on record saying, "Hey man, we just asked the question. We just asked the question." You know what I mean, OG Mr. Martin, that super chat. Salute says, "Check it." Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Oh, hell yeah, Mr. Mont. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to put this to work, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hell yeah. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this to work. Hold on. Thank you so much. Joe, what up, Joe? How you feel? Snoop. Black Martial Arts Society, salute. And Willis, what up? If I missed you. All right, so let's talk about it. Fang face. This has to be the most insecure midget, because he's a midget to me. He's a little dude. He's one of the most insecure midgets that I've seen today. And let me be clear when I say this. Real Spell, what up? Tio was talented. He's a pretty good boxer. And on the outside, because we're normal people, we work jobs. You know, we might not be as athletically gifted at all as all of these athletes that are earning millions from doing what they love or doing what they're talented enough to do. But with that being said, and I've said this about Floyd, I'm saying it about this clown. What the hell are you mad at exactly? Nothing's good enough? What do I say about people not counting their blessings? I was given a number of what Turkey Al-Sheikh offered this dude. First of all, he don't deserve it. He don't. But if Turkey's giving it to him, I mean, who am I? I don't care. I mean, who am I? But if you're getting it, what made you think it's okay to still be a racist piece of crap? What makes you think that's okay? Goes to show you a true racist to the core. They don't care. They stand on what they stand on. In my opinion, in a perfect world, I wouldn't want Teofimo getting anything from Turkey Al-Sheikh. He said what he said about black people. And he's guilty by association with Ryan Garcia. More on that clown Wednesday. More on him Wednesday. Shout out to Blue Blood. He just put out a video. So all of this crashing out that Fang Face is doing, what is it for? What is it for? You really can't fathom losing to a black person? You really don't want to break bread with a black fighter that you can lose to? You really don't want to do it? You know, I said, you know, Tank Davis never called out Teofimo Lopez. I did say that. And I stand on that. At the same time, you know, Teofimo wasn't serious about fighting him either. They didn't say each other's name. He just made a banana comment. And this dude is the biggest pump fake in the sport today. I'll break that down in 1 second. Let me read these super chats. Eric Jordan in that super chat salute, man. He says, thank Miguel. You got your 3 or 4 loss. It's money. To the ninja sword.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
Give power to my nigger sword!
Stupid butts!
Man. My volume all the way up.
Stupid butts!
Oh, my damn volume. It's kind of low today, right? One more time.
Stupid butts! ¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
They gotta shut my wire, y'all.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
Yeah. Might have a short in my wire, but that's okay. Todd French back in that super chat. He says, Mauricio Silly Man can be the leader of the Doom. Yeah, he could be. Meanwhile, Manuel at the Legion of Doom. He doesn't say meanwhile, he says Manuel. Manuel at the Legion of Doom. Perfect Black, salute. Rick Timms, DB Martha track. Where you been? Salute. Chris Chandler, salute. Man, listen. So, he said Boots ducked him. But if you listen, and if y'all missed it, we had me, Stormy, Trick Nolte, and Tay Jones. Salute to my family. We had Brian Norman Sr. on last night. And he dropped a lot of gems, and salute to him. Look, man. For those of you that are living on the moon and don't understand how things work, Boots Ennis did not duck Fang Face. Just because a fighter says your name, and the fighter's in a heavier weight class or a lighter weight class, and the fighter says, I ain't trying to fight him for what? That's not a duck. Let me ask you guys who are saying that crap a question. What has Teofimo Lopez done at 147? Normally, this is the part where I say I'll wait, but I ain't got to wait. I'm going to give you the answer. 0. He hasn't done anything. It'd be different if he went to 147 and had 1 or 2 fights and won and says, all right, I want some boots now. And the fight made sense. What sense does it make for Boots Ennis to fight Teofimo Lopez? Boots would be doing him a favor. When Teofimo Fang Face went up to 140, he was in 140, and he fought Josh Taylor. The fight made sense. It made sense. This clown hasn't had a fight at 147. All right. All he's doing is trying to exercise all the free money flying around by Turkey Out of Sheik. He mentioned his name. And Boots has his own path. He's trying to be undisputed at 147. Last I heard, he said after this next fight or whatever have you, he said he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. We'll see. But Teo has nothing to do with that. And shout out to Brian Norman Sr. because he also said that Fang Face ducked his son. I'm going to clip that because a lot of people don't know that. They're ignorant to it. Tay Jones told you. I think 78 may have mentioned it. Stormy may have mentioned it. Look, it came from the horse's mouth. The fight was there. Teo said no. What was his excuse for not fighting Brian Norman Jr.? What, he's not known enough? What, the fight was there? That was a fight at 147. Brian had a belt. What's up? It's a pump fake. Caesar T Max, Caesar T TM TAM, salute. It's a pump fake. That's what he does. Say a name, clout chase, do nothing. If Boots stopped what he was doing and said, you know what? Let's work. He'd find a way out of it. And because he's Latino, his people will back whatever the fuck he says. Like they get in his live streams and back him regardless of the monkey, the banana comments. That's what I'm saying. You got to understand what we're dealing with here. You got to understand what we're dealing with here. He really don't. He may say he want that Boots fight, but if Boots stopped what he was doing and said, you know what, man? I'm going to knock all your goddamn fangs out your mouth, man. Let's work. He'd find a way out that fight. Drew, why do you say that? Well, he should have fought Devin Haney at least 6 years ago. And I'm being nice. He should have fought Devin at least 6 years ago when that fight was on the table for the real undisputed. I was amped. I said, I like Tio. I like Devin. This going to be good. And what did he do? The rules changed. Do y'all remember what happened? Because a lot of y'all are new. A lot of y'all have short-term memory. Let me explain what happened. Fangface beats Lomachenko. Right? Lomachenko was the franchise status. Do we remember how that happened? Lomachenko was supposed to defend his WBC strap at 135 against Devin Haney. He vacated that belt for the franchise status. Devin wanted to fight Loma. Loma gave up the real WBC strap to Devin Haney and got a franchise status. That's why the fight ain't happened at first. Then everyone started calling Devin the email champion. Now stop right there. Let me read this super chat by my brother. The brother's UK salute. He says, peace, brother Drew. Found you on Facebook and sent you a message. Drew, you can see who he admires undercover. Really? Oh, shit. I forgot I have a Facebook account. You know why? I don't do anything on it. My first Facebook account got trashed. My second one, I was put in Facebook jail that was around the Trump administration the first time for responding to a bunch of clowns being racist. Then I closed that account. This third one, it's just sitting there. Okay, I'll check my messenger. Thank you, brother UK, because it's just sitting there. I haven't done anything with it, but thank you, brother. I'll work on that today. Thank you so much, good brother. Thank you. I do have a Facebook account. It's just sitting there. I don't do nothing on it. Lance, what up? Loud eyes, what's going on? So instead of holding the Matrix accountable for ducking Devin Haney, the world attacked Devin Haney and called him an email champion. I'm like, huh? Y'all do know that he was trying to fight Lomachenko. That's when we started calling him Lomachenko. Xavier, what up? That's when we started calling him Lomachenko. Like, yo, wait, why don't you just fight the kid? So he got a franchise belt and fights Teofimo. Well, he yanked the rug from underneath his own feet because he got in there and fucked around and threw a punch for like 6 or 7 rounds and lost to Teofimo. And I celebrated. I said, good, get the ducks out of there. And then Teo starts walking around at the end of the fight with the green belt. And I said, wait a minute. Why does he have that belt, man? Something's not right. Y'all remember this? Now, why is that important? Let me remind some of you new people. The franchise status was a special privilege. You had to request it. The board voted on it. And if they vote yes, they give you the status in the form of a belt, which was a mistake. I thought the status should have been a trophy, a placard, a blazer, like in golf. You win the blazer at the end. They should not have made it a belt because that is symbolic. It shouldn't have made it a belt. Shouldn't have made it a belt. But they made it a belt. And they said it was not transferable. They said the person that they awarded to can go up and down in weight. It gives them a special privilege, basically to jump the line. You could take your status in the WBC rankings, and if you're at 135, you can go up and fight the 140 champion. And if you beat him, right? Let's just say Lomachenko at 135 was a franchise status, and let's just say he said, "Trick, my brother Trick in the building, salute to you." Brandon, what up? Let's just say he said, "Okay, I want to go up and fight Josh Taylor because he's undisputed." He could take his status, jump up to 140, and if he fought Josh Taylor, True Boxing Night salute, Audacity Podcast salute. If he fought Josh Taylor and won, let me be careful here, because this way it gets a little tricky. I don't know if he fights Josh Taylor and just wins the WBC strap, or if he fights Josh Taylor and beats him, he wins all the belts. I think he'd have to agree to that. But you know why none of this matters anymore? Because the franchise status is gone. Funny, right? It was there, Tone, what up? It was there just enough to disrupt what was going on. What are they disrupting? Devin Haney. That's all that was. So when Teofimo starts bouncing around the ring with the green belt, I said, what's he doing with that? That wasn't transferable. Literally, the rules changed for the franchise status overnight. Literally. I was confused. Like, why'd they give him the belt? Because as it stands right now, Devin is the champion. Oh, email champion. All right. No, the real email champion was Lomachenko. He just lost to Teofimo, right? Teofimo became unified. He had 3 belts that night. And I said, why does he have that? That's not the real green belt. Maybe it's symbolic. I don't know, because everybody comes to the ring with a stupid-ass belt. The national, the intercontinental, the African. I'm like, what is this shit? Whatever. Then Teofimo starts talking about, I'm undisputed. I'm like, no, you're not. Then ESPN put him down as undisputed. I'm like, no, he is not. And you see, when you get casuals talking about, oh, he's undisputed. He's undisputed. No, he's not. When you get these big, stupid-ass channels that push an agenda that are on the tape, this is why I don't like Showbiz the Adult. Because he sat right across FANG face and said, you know, I really think you were undisputed. Press 1 in the store. No, you stupid buck-eyed nigga. He was not undisputed. He never beat a real champion. Had Lomachenko kept the belt and he beat him, he'd be undisputed. But you know what? He couldn't keep the belt and duck Devin Haney. That's why he gave it up. So you beat Loma, but he ducked Devin. Because Devin would have smashed Loma. And then Teo, in order to become undisputed, he'd have had to fight Devin. And Devin would have whooped his ass. That's why he ain't fight him. Where's the lie? And before any Lomachenko fans come up in here talking about, oh, how do you know? Oh, I think Devin lost. Bullshit. He won. Devin went to his house and partied. Loma cried and went to the hospital. Am I lying? Am I lying? I love how you niggas say, oh, Devin, he ran. Or Devin really lost. Niggas going to the hospital with broken ribs. So what happened? He's pillow-fisted, but the punches he did land sent niggas to the hospital. Y'all got to stop this shit, man. I'm dead serious. Woke, what up? Y'all got to stop. The hate is blatant. BVO, yes. And you know what? Don't take my word for it. Loma ducked him. I didn't duck him. Loma didn't duck him. Fuck what I think. Fuck what anyone thinks. Loma ducked him. Because if Loma thought he could beat Devin, he'd have fought him. Nakatani gave Teofimo all he could handle in that fight. Loma got in the ring with Nakatani and beat his ass. There was no excuse. There was no excuse for Lomachenko to duck Devin Haney. If he felt he could beat him at 135 when he was drained, he'd have did it. He had to corner that man to fight that man. That's what happened. So don't take my word for it. How could I believe what you say when I see what you do? Don't talk about it, be about it. I got a bunch of them. Loma didn't do it. And all they're left with Devin Haney is insults and bullshit. Email champion. Who sent the email? Shut that down. I don't know if Devin would have beat Loma that young back then. Well, Loma ain't fight him. Uh-oh. Mike Tyson is the GOAT. Why he never ran it back with Buster Douglas? Uh-oh. See what I mean? Mike Tyson would beat most heavyweights today. Give me 5 of his top fights against stellar opponents. Give me 5. Now, I don't want to get on the Mike Tyson thing right now. When I start talking about Mike, niggas be ready to jump out the window. Because I could just go off the goddamn resume. Case in point. I'm going to touch on that and I'm going to get off of it. Deontay Wilder, he ain't fought nothing but a bunch of bums. Okay. You celebrate Mike Tyson? He's one of your GOATs? Yeah. Okay. How many times Mike Tyson fought in the first 2 years of his career? He fought about 20 times in 24 months. All of those guys was world beaters? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Please stop. Ladies and gentlemen, what do I say? People have to qualify to talk boxing with you. They have to qualify. Thank you, Copper. 22 times in 2 years that man fought. So all of those highlight reel knockouts and everything else, it looks great. And we got love for Mike Tyson. He was a young heavyweight champion, but there was a lot of business involved with his career. And last, Paul, what up, brother? Salute, family. Much love. Good to see you. And I know it's blasphemous, but a lot of Mike Tyson's fame comes from Mystique. He's from Brooklyn. He was young. But the reality is, when you pay attention to that resume, man, and what was going on in the 80s and 90s, okay, he fought some people. But when he fought Stellar Competition, Mike got fucked up. According to the resume, he had no business losing to Evander Holyfield the way he did, according to the resume. And then what do niggas tell me? Oh, well, he went to jail. Yeah, all right, he went to jail. When he was in prison, look at what Evander Holyfield was doing. So technically, he was preserved. Not technically, realistically, he was preserved in prison. Evander Holyfield was fighting Riddick Bowe 3 times, Lennox Lewis 2 times, Ray Mercer, George Foreman. Check the resume. Mike comes out of prison, gives you Peter McNeely and Francois Botha. And Francois was whooping his ass until he landed one. Go watch the fight. Salute to Francois Botha, friend of the Strong House. Hey, man. Hey, man. There it is. There it is. Listen, I ain't got to lie to you. I'll make a statement, point to the resume. And I can ask y'all, why didn't Mike fight David Tua? Why didn't Mike fight Ike Iabuchi before he went to prison? Why didn't he fight Chris Bird? Why didn't he fight Jamil Big Time McCline? Why didn't he fight that? Why didn't he fight those guys? Ray Mercer, I'd have loved to see that fight. I'm not saying who wins. I'm just saying I'd have loved to see it. Why didn't he run it back with James Buster Douglas? Get it back in blood, right? See, everything that y'all say, I can throw right back at y'all. Get it back in blood, right? Funny, niggas ain't talking about getting it back in blood now. So these things just last for a little bit. Get it back in blood. Get it back in blood. Devin wants it back in blood. Now I heard Ryan Garcia wants to take a year off from the sport. Excuse me? Did y'all hear that? I'll talk about that Wednesday. Tomorrow's Monkey Tuesday. That's reserved for a nigga. Did y'all hear that? Shout out to Blue Blood. And thank you, Mr. Shelton, for sending me that video. I was about to go to bed. Get it back in blood. Now this nigga want to take a year off. Let Devin had come back and lost to Ramirez like how Ryan lost to Rolly. And let Ryan had looked like Rolly. Let Ryan have fought Rolly like how Devin fought Ramirez. Ryan would have been praised for his boxing skill. Let Devin had lost to Ramirez like how Rolly beat Ryan. And then Devin told me, yeah, you know what? I need to take another year off. Y'all be crucifying him this morning. This morning. But I'm going to let it marinate for about 48 hours. Because I want to see what niggas say. You want to talk to me about treatment? You want to say it's not racist? I'm telling you right now, you kids today are ridiculous. Because a guy like Teofimo, guys like Ryan Garcia, they wouldn't have been walking around in the 90s. Not like this. No. They need to have to live in a white state and be careful out there too because they don't love you. Because Teo could be walking around New York like this. Ryan Garcia wouldn't be able to go in 40 deuce without bottles and cans being hoisted over that barrier. I promise you. You new kids are different. This ain't the 60s. It's not racist. Yeah, okay. Meanwhile, you're saying the whole thing, but who does your fashion? Those baggy jeans, rips in your shirt. Y'all doing everything but wearing eyeliner and lip balm, and that's coming soon too. Y'all fashion come from that broken wrist community. Miguel loves you on the low. Yes, sir. Yeah, Coach Hudson. Nobody wanted to. Listen, everybody was saying, oh, Deontay Wilder doesn't want it with King Kong Ortiz. King Kong. This one I was beefing with half of the UK. He would never fight him. He'd duck him. I said, wait a minute. Anthony Joshua, Ortiz is his responsibility. He's over there on Matchroom. Anthony had like 3 belts. And Ortiz was next in line. Hearn signed him to shelf him. Ortiz gets out of that. Deontay says he ain't doing nothing. No. Fucking Alexander Povetkin popped dirty for like the 15th time. Y'all don't say anything. D was halfway to Russia. He says he popped dirty. I'm coming back home. Lance says, yo, I'm giving y'all the abbreviated version. Give me King Kong Ortiz, man. People were like, what? Give me King Kong Ortiz.
What?
Then all of a sudden he became old man Ortiz. Oh, he wants to fight him because Ortiz is 104 years old. I said, wait a minute. You just said he'd duck him. And AJ don't want to fight him. Now Deontay wants to fight him. Half of y'all saying he's old now. The other half is saying Deontay's going to get knocked out. Then Deontay knocks him out. Then they said that Ortiz was cheated. Then Deontay says, all right, fuck it, I'll fight him again. And I was nervous. I said, oh, man. Even Evander Holyfield was like, yo, man, he ain't got to do that again. D's like that. Knocked him out again. Then what? Then everyone starts saying, oh, old man Ortiz, old man Ortiz. Man, if y'all don't get the fuck out of here. If y'all don't stop, man, if y'all don't stop, y'all gotta stop. I keep telling y'all, time reveals all truth. All of these guys get found out. And y'all just so concerned, like the general says, y'all so concerned about winning a goddamn internet argument instead of conceding and saying, you know what, yeah, you're right. Let me tell y'all something. When you're wrong, it is a relief to know what listen, I don't mind being wrong if I get the correct answer because I can just move on. I can say, nah, I think it's this. No, Drew, it's this. No, I think it's this. No, Drew, look, it's this. Here's the documentation. Here's this, and this. All right, oh, you know what? I didn't know that. All right, cool. Now I know, thank you. So we can move on. Tony, what up, Tony? Hen dog, salute. Hollywood, what up? But you know what happens? You dudes, and I'm talking to these men out here, you dudes who are raised by single moms, you've been hearing your mom fuss with your father, who never married her, on the phone every day. If he did come get you, she's arguing outside. She's just fussing with the nigga. So it becomes in you to fuss, even when you see the information in front of you. You move the goalposts and everything else. You become experts at that. It's called being wrong and strong. I'm not like that. It's a relief. When I can argue something because I'm like, I don't know if that's correct. But if you show me the documentation and say, no, this is what it is. I'm like, okay, now I know. You know what a character flaw is? When after you see all of the documentation, your bitch ass still sit there and be like, nah. There's too much information available for you to be stupid. Being stupid these days is a fucking choice. It's a choice. And when your core beliefs prohibits you from seeing the truth, that's what we call cognitive dissonance. Your core beliefs prohibit you from seeing what's right in front of you. Core beliefs. You got to be kidding me. Thank you. What up? And that's what we're dealing with here. That shit I said about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, all that stuff. Listen, Ryan Garcia, according to my brother Blue Blood, is going to take a year off from the sport. Why? For what? He had hand surgery. Where's the doctor's notes? No one's asking for this shit? When I was talking to my boy at work, I was like, yo, I want to see what he does next. You know, he got 3 months. He's like, yo, well, he had hand surgery. And I looked at him. I said, hand surgery? He said, yeah, he had surgery. And I said, you believe that? He said, sure, why not? Wow. But everything he says about Devin is negative. Devin got cheated. Devin been attacked racially. And like I told you, he didn't know, and it's a year old now, he never knew that Ryan went on a racist rant. I had to play it for him at work. I said, you didn't hear this? No. And I told him, you're Latino. You got to be careful defending Ryan, bro. Because black people are going to look at you strange. Now, I know him, and I know he's not like that. But he is a product of the system. What I'm telling y'all people is that he's a good dude. He just didn't know any better. That's why I do what I do. He honestly didn't know. His jaw dropped. He said, what is this? I said, you didn't hear this? I said, this is last year, bro. You never heard this? So I said, my man, when you go to boxing scene to get your news, none of those articles mention this. That's what I'm saying. Because that would have jumped out at you. Ryan Garcia's racist rant. You'd have saw that. But Devin Haney's a buzzword, so you go there, oh yeah, let me see what he did today. Not knowing that when you look to see who wrote it, it'll say boxing scene staff. That means the person writing that bullshit didn't want to put his name on it. Box News 24. I read y'all that article. I really wish I could find it. I should have saved it. In order for Devin Haney to reach superstardom, he got to fight Boots Ennis. At the time, he was at 135. He got to fight Boots Ennis. He got to fight Tank, which was fine. Shakur, which was fine. Shakur ain't do shit, but he got to fight him. Tank, I get it. Got to fight him, but Tank want to get in the ring with him. Then he said, David Benavidez. Not his brother, but David Benavidez. Then Canelo was on that list. He had him in the ring with light heavyweights. I said, whoa, what the fuck? Those are the people that write shit like that and get paid for it. So when I said, man, you believe Ryan? And I said, I just played this for you. He's a liar. He's a cheater because he popped 30. And he tried to hit me with the billionth of a gram. I said, let me ask you a question. How do you inject a billionth of a gram into your body? And he couldn't answer. I said, all right, well, let's do this. How do you inject anything? It was a trick question. Oh, I'm sorry. Because then he tried to tell me, oh, well, you know, the IV flush. I said, I'm glad you said that. You know, IVs are illegal, right? I know you may have saw it on DAZN. You may have saw it on, you might have seen it on DAZN. But you know you're not supposed to use an IV. It's illegal. You know that? He didn't know that. Then I went to my phone and pulled up the lawsuit. And I said, you see this here? I said, you know what you're reading right now? This is on my phone. I said, this is the lawsuit. I said, look at that. Look at that. They're suing because he had an illegal substance in his system. That's not what they agreed to in the contract. He's in violation of the New York State Athletic Commission. He had a banned substance. Okay? They had to renegotiate the contract so they can have the fight at whatever weight he wanted. All right, and they paid him. He disappeared for 9 hours after first weigh-in in the morning. He disappeared. He didn't go pee after that. Then when he does go pee, they still found the billion. They found what was left in his system. And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids on some Scooby-Doo shit talking to the State Athletic Commission. And then I start talking about, okay, Then he said, oh yeah, he sued him though. I said, no. That money he paid out, he didn't pay that to DHP. He paid that shit to Golden Boy. Did you know that? See, he didn't know. He said, why would he give him the Golden Boy? I said, brother, I have a channel. You know that. You got to do homework before you come talk to me. You just think he's suing because of sour grapes? No. I said, this. He said, who wrote this? I said, this is the lawsuit, man. This is it. How'd you get it? I said, nigga, I know Bill. What are you talking about? This is all over the internet. This is old, bruh. This isn't a typical conversation in the barbershop or on the basketball court at a gym. No, this is me you're talking to. I told him I'm not a fan like you. I'm immersed into this shit. Feeders March, salute. MJ, what up? I'm immersed into this. I have no reason to lie to you. Where in this lawsuit does it say that he's suing because he lost? You can't sue because of a loss. The battery is him getting in the ring off of a goddamn foreign substance. That's the battery. Trill Will, what up? That's the battery right there. You agree to have a fair fight, this motherfucker get in the ring on drugs. But I found this strange. Well, not strange, but I had to point it out to him. I said, now you can say all of this shit about Devin, right? But when I get to that Margarito Miguel Cotto match, uh-oh. You think he was cheated? Yes. How do you know? How do you know Miguel Cotto was cheated? How do you know? Oh, well, because, he tried to cheat Shane Mosley. Yeah, but that was Shane Mosley. How do you know he cheated Miguel Cotto? How do you know? Now, we can believe. I believe he cheated him. But watch this. Where's your proof? Devin Haney got proof. You just don't like it. Because every time I talk about him, you start talking about Bill. Bill ain't in the ring. Devin is. So you think Miguel Cotto was done a disservice. Miguel Cotto got the picture. He zoomed in. And you see Margarito's hair wraps. The shit looked altered, man. It looked messed up. But the burden of proof, you have to prove it. Where those hand wraps? Can't find them. I'll give you another thing. Nobody tells Miguel Cotto that it was his fault. And nobody blames his camp for not going over to Margarito's locker room and checking the hand wraps. What do they say about Deontay, though?
Whoa! What the
What? See what I mean?
Don't!
See what I mean? Oh, it's Deontay's fault. Why his camp didn't go over there and check the gloves? Why didn't they check the wraps? Yeah, it was an oversight. Yeah, okay. The cats at this camp didn't know what to look for. They never dealt with anything like that. Brother Nas knew all the tricks of the trade. But they don't focus on what Fury did. They focus on the fault of what Deontay didn't do. See what I'm talking about? They never said that about Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto was just the victim. That's it. I'll take it a step back further. Kermit Cintron was on my, and salute to Kermit. He's a friend. He's friend to the Stronghouse. He said Margarito not only got him once, but got him twice. He said that motherfucker, and not one time did anybody say, Kermit, twice? Nobody from your camp went to go check his shit? I didn't say that. Nobody in the chat that day said it either. How long has he been doing this shit, man? When it came to Deontay and Fury's gloves, it was all Deontay's fault. You want to tell me that boxing ain't racist? You know why? Us being treated a certain way has become normalized, and that's what I have to tell my boy. I say, see, you think in a certain way, you don't even know why you think that way. All this shit I'm telling you about Devin and Deontay. See, he said, and I said, yeah, Deontay had to fight to get the third match. He said, yeah, and Deontay got the third fight, and Tyson Fury beat his ass. He said that straight to my face. And I said, you see what you just said right there? You're conditioned. You don't even know what I'm talking about. He didn't even bother to watch his mouth when he said that, y'all. After I told you I have a relationship with that team, he just said what he said. But I ate that and I said, you see, that right there. That right there. That's normalized. That's equivalent to me saying, hey, man, yeah, Miguel Cotto, he should have checked Margarito's gloves. And Margarito beat his ass. And if I'd have just said that to him, he'd have took it personal. Why I got to explain that to him? I said, oh, yeah, like a Margarito just beat Cotto's ass, right? Then he straightened up. I said, oh, see? You don't like that. Well, it's the truth. He beat his ass. He beat his ass. But what do we speculate? He said, yo, Margarito cheated. I said, how do you know? It's something called the burden of proof. Burden of proof. You will never know officially if Margarito cheated Miguel Cotto. Those hand wraps are gone. It's in the books as a loss. And the only reason why we speculate is because Brother Nas caught him trying to do the shit to Mosley. That's the only reason. But I could be a dick about it and say, you know what? Hand wraps are not. Leading up to that fight, what Mosley was going through with his ex-wife, and if you look at the fight, didn't matter because Margarito ain't laying a punch on Mosley. Every time his back touched the ropes, he got off the ropes. Huh? Huh? Let it rock, Shelton. Let it rock. See what I'm talking about? When you bring it to someone that they root for unconditionally, all of a sudden they straighten up. All of a sudden they straighten it up. They straighten it up. So you can believe Miguel got cheated because what Margarito tried to do to Cotto. I mean, what Margarito tried to do to Mosley. But when I'm bringing you facts about what happened to Deontay, about what happened to Devin, you don't want to believe it. Now you're telling me you don't know that Fury cheated, and I'm telling you I have proof. But the world of boxing didn't give a fuck. You could tell me you know Margarito got cheated. I mean, Margarito cheated Cotto, and I'm asking you, where's the proof? What are you gonna do? Point at Shane Mosley? Well, that's Shane Mosley. That ain't Miguel. Sorry, we can speculate, but we don't know. I personally believe that Margarito cheated him, but unfortunately, there's no facts. So Miguel had to run it back with him. And I can also, now listen to this, y'all. I can also discredit Miguel in the fucking rematch. Although I rooted for him, and I'm glad he got that get back. But listen to this. If I wanted to be a douche about it, listen to this. Margarito was washed at that point. HC, what up? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? Well, he got suspended after the Mosley fight, but Mosley knocked like 10 years off his career. That knockout was horrible. Tay-Tay, good morning. Oh, yeah. And then when he does come back to the States after a year, courtesy of Bob Arum, Manny Pacquiao bust his eye up. If you look at, I think it's the left eye. Margarito's left eye is permanently like disfigured. It looked like it's sleepy all the time. That was Manny Pacquiao. So he got his ass beat twice, and then Miguel Cotto ran it back with him. And won by stoppage. Why? He bust that same eye up. I could be a dick and do that, right? I'd be wrong, though, right? You see what I mean? See? I ain't gonna do that. I like Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto's a Hall of Fame fighter. Put him in, if you're gonna, I put Miguel Cotto in the Hall of Fame before Tim Bradley. Fuck that. Condo, my brother. Salute. That's just me. I fucks with Miguel Cotto. But like I said, I could be a dick and discredit him, right? In his last fight, Who'd he lose to? I rest my case. I could be a dick, but I don't. Because when I bring up his last fight, my same homie said, yeah, but you know, Miguel Lee, he didn't love the game no more. All these excuses for his people. I'm like, no. He didn't want to have his last fight as a loss, my brother. He just lost it. Tom, what up? I'm on the job, brother. So I proved that Lord Sweat real B more in the building. Salute. Real B more. People will make excuses for who they want to make excuses for. I don't make excuses. I look at the facts. Remember, after Wilder Fury 2, I was just in my feelings. When I got home and saw Larry Merchant on the bench, I mean on that couch, I was like, yo. And then I started to hear shit. I'm like, wait, what's this? I'm like, oh no, they gotta investigate this shit. And then the glove shit. I was like, whoa, what's that? I knew what it was. I said, yo, they gotta investigate this, man. And the fact that nobody wanted to investigate it, that's what pissed me off. But y'all just know Miguel Cotto was cheated against Margarito. Hey, man, where's the proof? Prove it. You got to prove it, man. Now the 86 in that super chat. Salute. He says, salute, Drew, and salute to the mighty LDBC, man. Salute to you, brother. Much love. So I'm just giving you examples. I'm laying the groundwork. This is what we deal with. I don't care how much money Floyd Mayweather made. I don't care how many black champions have made millions of dollars. No, the treatment is the same. There's certain things that they cannot stop, but what they can get away with is what they do to us behind the scenes, because it's supported by a racist system. Lomachenko is this super midget. He's so small, and Devin is this giant. He's so big. All Tank Davis is, he's supported by a racist system because he leads the charge in this war against ourselves. That's why these niggas cling to Tank. That's why Ellie loves Tank. Ellie sucked back. The clown that he is. King Fuser, salute. When that sparring footage was around and it was edited, making it look like Devin was getting his ass beat. Adrian Broner running around here telling half-truths. No, fuck that. He was lying. Fuck that. Lord Sweat Real, salute. He was lying. But I said, this is an easy fix. Ellie Setback was there. People knew he was there. They said, Ellie, release the footage. Because Devin got fucked up, right? What was Ellie's response? I'm not releasing the footage due to my loyalty to Tank. That's what he said. I said, oh, wait, hold on. This dude does not like Devin at all. If Devin got fucked off that entire sparring, that when the sparring footage came up in conversation, he'd have released it on his channel, forwards, backwards, slow motion, and everything. But he was in the gym when it happened. He has video. And they said, man, release it. He said, I'm not releasing it due to my loyalty to Tank. Does that sound like a person that won? I said, oh, y'all not hearing this? Okay, fine. For about 3 weeks, Devin got fucked up. We saw it. Devin got fucked up. We saw it. Devin got fucked up. We saw it. Okay. As soon, and y'all were laughing, you know, yeah, that's funny. You know, he's cutting up with Bill on Instagram. Remember that?
You fool ass earth man.
Remember that? Well, literally a couple of weeks later, he falls out with Tank. And magically, the real sparring footage came out. Ain't so funny now, is it? And safe to say, the argument and debate about who won the sparring went away. Time reveals all truth. And a lie is nothing but the long way to the motherfucking truth. Now y'all don't want to talk about sparring no more. Now y'all saying shit like, well, it's just sparring. What? Y'all had 3-hour live streams talking about how Devin got beat up. Some of you niggas still got the fucking video up. When the real footage came out, y'all don't want to talk about it no more. Thank you, Trillwell. A 93-second clip, edited at that. A 93-second edited clip of a doghouse sparring session. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, doghouse rules is that you fight until somebody quit. So, and I said to y'all, if Devin, I think there was $5,000 on the line. If Bill walked away with the money, who won? I said, what are y'all doing? But y'all go ahead and get that feel good from your tank channels. Y'all go right ahead. Never mind the fact that we talk Bill, because y'all be saying Bill be lying, right? All right, cool. He won the fucking bet. He won. So what did they do? Oh, Devin got beat up. Just give the boy the money. That's what you're saying? Hendo said it was $20K. I don't remember what it was. I heard it was 5. You saying it was 20. I don't know. I wasn't there. What I do know is I knew about the sparring like years ago. And I heard Devin won. I said, oh, okay. It wasn't a big deal to me. It's sparring. It wasn't a big deal. And that's not the first time Tank got his ass kicked in sparring. Y'all heard Brian Norman Sr. on here last night, didn't you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Niggas be rolling. Okay? Okay? Elijah Pierce fucked him up in sparring. Okay? See what I mean? See? Stop. Because the truth comes out. Oh, well, he puts Devin in the hospital. What's he going to do to keep him off him? Fight him? What's he going to do to keep him off him? I don't know. Fight him so we can find out. Never happened. See what I mean? People have asked, oh, well, you know, do you think Devin would have beat Loma back then? Well, does Loma think Devin would have beat him? They didn't fight. He dumped the belt, got a franchise status. I don't know. Man, Canelo would have beat Maul Charlo. Why didn't they fight? But they can fight now. No, wait, hold on. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there's a franchise status that was invented. What happened? He was supposed to fight Maul Charlo. What happened? Sugar-free Mars, my queen. Salute, sis. Stop it. Delano, watch this. I'm going to let you sit on this. He says Tank undefeated in A-side. Facts. Yeah, it's a fact. And A-sides do what they want. And his fan base doesn't hold them accountable. We've seen it with Tank. We've seen it with AJ. But sit on this. You see this man, Fang Face, in my meme right here? Can I ask you why he didn't press Teofimo Lopez? Because technically, all of this shit is his fault. You know why? If he'd have fought Teo and knocked him on his ass, we wouldn't be dealing with any of this shit today, right? If Tank would have fought Lomachenko 7 years ago and knocked him out like I felt he could back then, we wouldn't be dealing with Loma today. So realistically, this is all Tank's fault. Uh-oh.
Whoa! That's kind of pretty before it gets started.
Go! See what I mean? See how that works, Delano? Teofimo's walking around. There was a whole lot of belts moving around at 135, and Tank didn't intervene in none of that shit. Delano, you do know that, right? Teofimo became unified, then George Kambosos came and beat Teo. You know what I'm saying? Devin became the WBC champion because Loma ain't want to fight him, and then when he was finally cornered, Devin whooped his ass. Devin had to go to Australia 2 times, 1 time to win undisputed, 2nd time to defend it. American fight fans ain't say shit. They just talking about what Bill said. I don't like Bill because his beard, and he's in his son's life, and he's not from the trenches. This is the shit we're dealing with as black people. These are our arguments, right? Then he comes back and defends it against Lomachenko. Then tries to fight Shakur on the way out. Shakur says, I know my worth. No, thank you. Then Devin drops his belts, and that's how Shakur ends up with one. And then Tank ends up with the other one. He said, I don't want that shit, but he took it. Both them niggas got Devin's old belts. They ain't fight for him. They went for them. Is that not an email? You see, Delano? In under a minute, I just killed Tank Davis. And guess what? I ain't got to lie. Now, you can go to other channels and they could bend and twist and start talking about dates and money and that. Get an ASAP, get it done. You could did anything you wanted to do. You could do whatever you wanted to do. DEW. You know what he did? He fought Lamont Roach and tried to bite a blood vessel out his goddamn neck. That's what he did. What about Devin Haney and Shakur and Loma and Teofimo? Lamont Roach. All right? So please stop. I keep it simple here. Now he want to talk about Gary Russell. Stop, bro. All right, let me continue what I'm doing, Delano. Please stop. Please stop. Because by the way, Gary Russell was another nigga he could have fought and he just didn't do it. And Gary Russell wanted all that smoke. Gary Russell, at least he fought Lomachenko. Teofimo fought Loma. Devin fought Loma. Gary Russell fought Loma. Tank ducked him. I speak of the facts. So there it is. Teofimo should have got his fronts knocked out by Tank a long time ago. He didn't do it. All I see is Devin Haney running around trying to right all these wrongs. He took care of Loma. For the culture. Right? For the block. Right? For the streets. He did it for the hood. He took care of Loma. He been trying to get his hands on Loma, on Teofimo for God knows how long. And instead of applauding Devin for what he's doing, y'all are mad at him for wanting to prove he's the best. Well, proving he's the best. He was undisputed on Tank's watch. I thought he was the face of 135. What happened, man? How can I believe what you say when I see what you do? Listen, man, you could blow whatever fighter you want to blow. I support fighters based off of what they do. I don't give a fuck if you're from New York. If you fucking up, I'm going to let you know about it. So technically, I'm supposed to be unconditionally supporting Jarrell Miller, right? Wrong, bro. I told Jarrell to his face. I said, hey, man, what the fuck? He said, I know, man. He knew what I was at. And I was at the Devin Haney fight. I dapped it up with him. I said, bro. He said, he knew where I was going. He said, I know, bro. I said, come on, bro. I was rooting for you. I know. He said, I'm going to get my get back, though. I said, all right. And we took a picture. That's the same night he went to Eddie Hearn. He's like, yo, man, I want to come back home. Remember that video? I'm like, ugh. I was very uncomfortable with that. Come on now. If you doing what you got to do, Rico Sabo in the building. If you do what you need to do as an athlete, I support you. Once you start fucking up with steroids and everything else, I'll look at you strange. I might give you a second chance to get right. But how much am I supposed to overlook? I was a big Canelo fan. Then he started acting funny with his moves inside the ring, and I'm talking about selecting opponents. And I'm like, I don't like this, but okay. I know it's boxing. Okay. And then Clenbuterol. I'm like, what's this? And what did he do? Well, I'm telling you what he did. He didn't do what Jarrell Miller did. Jarrell Miller at first was like, nah. But then when he couldn't deny it, he said, yeah, you know what? I'm sorry. I did. I'm sorry. Jermaine Jubilee, what up, brother? He said, oh, no, I'm sorry. I did do it. I'm sorry. But AJ, he has testosterone exemptions. Unfortunately, although he might be telling the truth, what did I say about the burden of proof? What did I say? Unless you can prove that, it don't matter, bro. You got caught, man. You got caught. If you, and I'm going to talk to you lower level deadhead niggas, if you're selling crack out your house and you're making millions of dollars, and then you sell to that wrong crackhead who was an op, and the feds come in and knock your shit down, and your man is 2 houses down doing the same thing, do you tell on him? No, nigga, you might not want to tell on him. Mind your business, man. Both of y'all were dropping M's in the strip club. Y'all got cars in front of y'all crib, but you got caught. You better not tell on him. Mind your business. You got caught. Miller, he got caught. Now he's telling on AJ. AJ never got caught. You can't do anything. He may not be lying. A portion of me thinks that AJ's on some shit, but he hasn't been caught yet. Same thing with Manny Pacquiao. I honestly believe he's on some bullshit. But then when OSDT start flying around, when Nonito Donaire started getting randomly tested and Floyd Mayweather started doing the random testing, his knockout stopped. Okay? But he's never been caught. But I'm watching the work after, and I'm like, to me, it's obvious. But try telling that to a hardcore a Pacquiao fan. It's not gonna fly. Dara, what up? So to bring the conversation full circle, Teofimo he's existing because he's a product of this racist environment. And he's legitimately fucked himself. There's no reason for him not to want to fight Devin Haney with the money that he's getting paid. He literally insulted Turkey Al Sheikh and stood on it. Until recently. And I'm gonna tell you what I've heard, but let me play this again for y'all.
All right, Turkey mad at Teo, but he single-handedly carried the New York City card. Yeah, Turkey did a great job holding that card. Hey, listen, it ain't about Teofimo. I don't want to know about it, okay? Teo, you the best. Move right, apologize, and get this paper pop. What? Did I just read that correctly? What? You want me to apologize for something I didn't do? You want me to apologize for being me? Shoot me now. Kill me now. You want me to apologize for something that is me? No. I'm good. I'll meet God early. I'm good. I don't apologize. I'm a Leo. We don't apologize. Y'all crazy. Crazy. Want me to apologize to who? Listen here, Teofimo. We understand how things are going in your life. Can you just apologize? Don't be like, I'm looking for the apology. I just can't find it right now. Yes, Boots did duck me. I'm going to tell you again and again and again. It's crazy, man. It's today when they hear Teo, they got to fight Teofimo. Hold up.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Why did Turkey fire you?
Turkey fired me. I think that it's just miscommunication. Obviously, me doing my rant a little bit, but nevertheless, God willing, things just pass over, and we kind of look forward to the future.
Are you still looking forward to doing business with Turkey in the future?
That's whether or not we do business. I definitely just want to state out that I took a road that I shouldn't have taken in that regard. I got a lot of people watching me, looking forward to seeing what I'm going to do next. And I don't need to do disrespectful or disapproving things to His Excellency or to anyone in that castle of theirs in Saudi Arabia.
What? Now, at the end of that video, what did I say about when you're talking to a person and they looking to their left? What did I tell y'all? At the end, he was looking to his left. He don't mean a word of it. I think he made that apology under duress. Xavier, shout out. I think he made that under duress. Now, I heard something. I can't deny or confirm if this is true or not. Let me say this. I cannot deny or confirm if this is true or not. I'm going to say it one more time. I cannot deny or confirm whether this is true or not. But I do believe that apology was made under duress. There's no way he's talking crazy to a Saudi prince that's giving him millions of dollars. All right. And, him thinking it's okay. All right. What I heard was he was paid a visit. That's what I heard. He was out there with the Vargas boys, hanging out with them. And at some point, he was paid a visit by some Saudis. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm like putting two and two together. They might not have been talking about, might have been talking a little more than, hey man, you about to blow this money. You call Turkey Al-Sheikh a dick. You see, man, that boy is not American, man. That boy's not American. That man put love in your pocket, giving you an opportunity. If you fighting under him, he done invited you to the UK. You the only asshole waving around that belt looking stupid in that picture. He opened up his doors to you. They take shit like that serious, man. And I don't know, man. You might go over there and something might happen. Might get poisoned. Your new wife might turn up missing. You might smoke somebody in the ring and you lose unanimous decision. I don't know. But they don't play that shit. They every bit as gangster as you think niggas on this soil is. I'm telling you right now. Isaiah, what up? So I heard that he got a visit. The next thing you know, he's doing an apology. Look, man, just apologize and this visit ain't happened. Or you can stand on your square and fuck up your payday and fuck up your entire career. Now, I can't deny or confirm any of this. It's just what I heard. I heard he got a visit. You see, Ryan, and I'm gonna point this out, y'all. I'm gonna reiterate it when I do another live on him. There may be a reason other than depression that motherfucker's going out for another year. He got an opportunity off drugs and got out boxing knocked down by Rolly Romero. I don't know. Maybe someone told him, yo, man, go sit your ass down somewhere. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm just saying, where's Derrick James? I know he's not a talkative person. But when he won with Ryan, he was talking a little something, right? He was talking, right? And then when Ryan popped, radio silent. The racist rant, radio silent. Did anyone ever ask him? Maybe I missed it. Anyone ask him, hey, Derrick, how do you feel about Ryan's racist rants after you help him over this Devin Haney shit, and now he's talking like this? Your thoughts? Did anyone ever do that to him? No. You know why? Because they need motherfuckers, they need niggas like Derrick James around to do their bidding. He got quiet, and then he has the nerve to pop up and train him again? What the fuck was that? When that man just asked him, hey man, we just want to know your thoughts. He stared at homie and just turned around and walked off. To me, that tarnishes whatever I thought about this dude. The LDBC gave him an award. That means something, man. That means something. I don't know, man. Listen, I just got my own things. If I'm a fighter at this point, I don't bring him to Derrick James out of principle, man. You showed your hand. You for money, bro. And as a black person in the sport, trainer, manager, promoter, fighter, it's different for us. Radio Sonic, you went back and trained that kid, man. That racist kid. And I agree with you, Coach. And this is why I appreciate Turkey. And I hear what everyone's saying. Oh, man, he's trying to bring boxing over there. Look, I don't care. You know why? Because the same motherfuckers that are talking that shit about Turkey and how Turkey's trying to hijack boxing as a business and bring it over to Saudi. Guess what? I don't care. I can go to Saudi and either watch the fight or watch it from the comfort of my own living room. I don't care. You know why? Because boxing was fucked up when we had it in control and it was all ours. Case in point, Tank Davis had a lot of people around he could have fought. He didn't fight any of them, including Fang Face. What's up? What's up? When we had it and it was in our hands, what was we being told? Oh, fights need to marinate. This guy he doesn't sell enough. You got fanatics online talking like business people, and they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. You heard Brian Norman Sr. last night? And my brother Trick is right. I've seen him on various interviews on these channels. These aren't interviews. Those were interrogations. I'm like, why are they treating this brother like this? I'm a YouTuber. I don't even front like I understand half the shit that's going on in boxing. I just want the fights. And if I can get the fighters or the promoters or anybody else onto my show, I ask questions because I want to understand. Shamar, what up? I want to understand because I don't. But I've seen Brian get on this. I seen a clip of him on a manager Marty, that dude. I'm like, yo, what? I seen him on a few channels. I'm like, wait a minute, how are you gonna tell this man? I'm like, oh my God. But all these niggas are just looking for viral moments. How about this? If you believe something, bring your belief to him and then listen to what he has to say so you can get educated, but you don't know. You're not in the goddamn room. You don't see the contracts. You're not crossing T's or dotting the I's. Let me tell you how stupid Janet Cooney is. I saw the clip where and Brian said it last night. He said, I'm going to tell him what it is. And he going to say, well, do you have a copy of the contract? What, for him to read? What the fuck he got to prove to him? He's telling you what it is. Why the fuck would he lie? For what? Some of you dudes on here are doing completely too much. Y'all doing the most. For what? Bill be capping. Had a nigga tell me down on DMs, Bill be capping. Okay, what he cap about? And I ain't even gonna go. I ain't even gonna revisit that. It was a whole thing with Subriel Matias. Y'all remember I did that live. He's lying about Matias. What are you talking about? He came to, y'all remember when Bill pulled up on me? We called out Subriel Matias. I was like, oh shit. Motherfucker wanna DM me talking about, he's talking to the wrong person. Peter Khan. I said, okay. And upon further investigation, you find out that Peter Khan called Bill. I said, well, here's the problem. Peter Khan has nothing to do with Subriel Matias, but he called him. So whose fault is that? I called my brother Connor Loco, because Connor Loco knows Subriel's team. And he told me, he said, man, the team was pissed off about that because they don't work with Khan. Khan was trying to play real estate agent, become a meeting of the minds. Okay, I put you in contact with you. So can I get some money for that? 5,000, 100, what? Do something. I made this happen. I created a meeting of the minds. What? And then when Bill pulled up on their ass when they were on the Boxing Voice, Matias' team was in the Boxing Voice studio, I believe, or on the phone, I forget. But Bill pulled up and said, all right, well, I'm talking to the right people now. Let's fight. Oh, okay, we'll get back to you in 2 weeks. You remember that? We'll get back to you in 2 weeks. You remember my countdown? That was at the top of 2024. I'll say this is the longest 2 weeks in the history of mankind. Then they told me, oh, we're going to fly you out to Phoenix. For what? We have Zoom meetings. We have cell phones. We got WhatsApp, FaceTime. I don't need to fly all the way out there. Let's get to the business. Oh, well, his hands need to heal. Don't nobody call Matias' hands brittle, but his hands needed to heal. His hands healed up, and what happened? Liam Pyro happened.
What?
Okay. And I'm not shitting on Matias. I'm just telling y'all what happened. They tried to put that on. And a nigga in the DM, what did he say to me? Oh, well, it's still Bill's fault. I said, come on, brother. Why? How? How? Because he's supposed to know who's dealing with what team. I said, stop, man. You reaching now. You're reaching. Let me dumb it down to you niggas. A shorty calls your crib and says, hey, my homegirl want to talk to you. What you mean talk? Yo, she's digging you. She's feeling you. She want to holler at you. Okay. Let me get her number. I'll call her. You get her number. You call her. Hey, what's up? And she's like, what's up? How you get my number? Oh, your girl gave it to me. My girl? Who? Tina. I was on the phone and she said you want to holler at me. And she says, I don't fuck with Tina like that. I mean, she cool in the gang. And, you know, we in school together. She got my number because of a science project. But, you know, what'd she tell you? She said you wanted to holler at me? Nah. I never said that. Oops. Oops. You call Tina back. Hey, Tina, what the fuck? Oh, nah, we was just talking about cute guys in the school, and she said, when we came to your name, she said, oh, yeah, he's all right. She never said that she wanted to talk to me. If she wanted to holler at me, when I called her, she'd have been excited and not even worried about how I got her number. In fact, I see her every day. She'd have just gave it to me. Now you looking stupid, set you up for failure. That's what Peter Khan did to Team Matias. Set them up for failure because they never fought. You see what I mean? See, I had to just dumb it down for y'all. To the people in the back that don't understand. I had one Super Del Matias fan come in here. See what I mean? How many of y'all brothers can relate to shit like that when you was younger? That's happened to me. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now I'm looking like a creep. Hey, wait a minute. I was minding my business and then Shorty called me and said, you said, oh, man. The fuck? The problem wasn't me. I was minding my business. The problem was old girl that got your number. That's the problem. The problem was Peter Khan, not Bill. The problem was Peter Khan, not Super Del Matias. The problem was Peter Khan. And when I did that live, I put his box, because he's on box rec. I didn't say to troll him. I didn't say to dox him. I said, this is his email. This is his place of business phone number. I need y'all, for those of you that care, that like to call Bill liars and need clarity, because this is a perfect opportunity to do a response video to me. Call him up or email and ask him what happened. Ask him why did he tell Bill that Super Del Matias wants to do business with him. Why did you do that? None of you niggas did it. None of you niggas that wanted to call Bill a liar. None of y'all niggas did it. But that nigga was so bent up and saying it was still Bill's fault because he's supposed to know. Man, shut up, bro. Catching strays for no goddamn reason, man. Shut up. Where's my button?
Shut the fuck up!
Get out of here.
Shut up!
Ridiculous work. Ridiculous work. All this moving and shaking we got to do as black fight fans, as black fighters, black managers, black promoters. You look up scumbags in boxing, how many people bring up Don King? Meanwhile, he's been around just as long as Bob Arum, who hijacked Top Rank from the GOAT, Muhammad Ali. Nobody talks about that. Bob Arum, who had his place of business raided and invaded by the FBI, who had to admit that he's paid off judges and fixed fights. Bob Arum in Top Rank. All of this is public record, man. When you talk about scumbags in boxing, you bring up Don King. He automatically becomes the face of that. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and every other racist in this goddamn sport, they exercise that. I don't care how much money we make. You see, this is why Bill and Dev are so respected. Because for them to move and shake in this business and be this successful, it's proof that it's possible to get shit done. But Ryan Garcia's behavior and Teofimo's behavior and the fact that no one has canceled them is proof that there's definitely racism in boxing. Because if the black community was treated like that 24-karat community, this wouldn't even be up for discussion. So F you, Fang Face. F you with a lit flare. Now, I can't deny or confirm what happened with you. I heard you got a visit. Hey, man. And you need to be real careful. You want that Devin Haney fight? Okay. Be on your best behavior. But I'll go on a limb and I'll say this. And I say this loud and proud, and I don't care. If that fight goes to the cards, don't think about winning. You ain't done stepped in it. You done sold your shit for money. You should have smashed the gas on Turkey and stood your ground. Like you said, you don't apologize, right? What, Turkey? You making me fight my contemporaries, man? You a dictator. Stand on it. Say no to the money. But let me ask y'all a question. If he says no to that fight, where's he going? Where's he going? Boots said, man, I'm busy. I'm trying to become undisputed at 147. Teofimo doesn't come into none of that play. So he's not even in my division. Fuck you, man. I won't break bread with him anyway. Fuck out of here. So now you didn't get the payday with Boots. Now let's say you stood on your square and said, I ain't fighting Devin. Where does he go? Where does he go? What does he do? Try and fight Tank? Good luck. Running back with Cambosis. We don't know if he's going to beat Richardson Hitchens. You beat him, what you going to do? Fight Richardson Hitchens? Richardson Hitchens, at that point, if he beats George Cambosis, at that point, Richardson Hitchens fighting a Fang Face is a step back. It's a step back. You beat the guy who beat him. Why fight him? His career is in limbo. And truth be told, at this point, if Devin came out today and said, you know what, man, this dude is disrespectful. Ryan Garcia never apologized for the F Muslims and F all black people, and this is his best friend. You know what? I don't want to break bread with him, Turkey. Get me somebody else. Anybody but him. He's disrespectful. Now, why is it that y'all are okay when, about a decade ago, when people were saying, when they were defending, people were defending Floyd Mayweather when he said, I didn't fight Amir Khan because he was just disrespectful. He wouldn't shut up. Well, that's true. You need to shut up if you want to fight. Y'all remember when y'all played that line? Oh, you need to shut up. Amir Khan kept talking. You need to shut up. Y'all remember that? Well, okay. That was okay though, right? So if Devin came out today and said, you know what, this dude talk too much. He's fugazi. He's crazy. You know, he's riding with Ryan Garcia, co-signing the black people and Muslims and bananas. I'm not fighting him out of principle. Y'all will tear Devin up today. Oh, he's ducking Teo. He's ducking Teo. No, we've been trying to fight Teo for 10 years, man. Now, realistically, Teo don't deserve a goddamn thing. I don't want him seeing him making money with anybody. Because right now, all these black fighters could freeze him out. And I'm asking y'all, even the Fang Face fans, where does he go if he don't fight Devin? Where does he go? Where does Fang Face go? Where does he go? PBC? Good luck. What does he do? Fight the winner of Lamont Roach and Tank Davis? What does he do? Because you know what the bottom line with this punk motherfucker is? Teofimo does not sell. And my only wish is that all these black fighters form like Voltron and freeze him out.
Activate interlock. Dynatherms connected. Infracells up. Mega thrusters are go. Go! Voltron force!
Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelle, the Cash App, the Super Chat. More on this as it goes. The general's on. I want to see what this brother has to say about that. Let's go over to the general. Nerds on Culture tonight. Me and Stormy cooking. All right. Pep Talk tonight. Got a lot to talk about. Patreon content will be uploaded this week. And y'all stay blessed. And F you, Fang Face. You could die for all I care. Bronx on deck.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Can I ask you what's going on? 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 Can I ask you what's going on?